So hey guys, and welcome back to Budget Nomad. This is my review of the Forclaz 40-litre travel backpack from Decathlon. Okay, let's get started. So let's start with the price. How much did it cost? Well, this was £55. It's a 40-litre backpack and it can be used as carry-on. So I think it's an awesome bag for a budget nomad who's looking for a budget backpack that you can use as carry-on. On the front here, we've got this like waterproof meshing. It feels almost like a dry bag. I'm not exactly sure what it's made of. It seems to be some kind of like rubbery nylon, so pretty sturdy. It's very different from the old one. The old one was made from nylon. This one is definitely a different material. Definitely more waterproof anyway. On the back, you've got a harness system which is very similar to the old one. You've got load lifters, which is really important. The straps are very, very well padded. Actually, probably better than the last ones. I'm not sure how long the padding will last before it becomes a little bit soft, but it really does feel comfortable, especially at the top. They seem to put a lot more padding here, and the tapering seems better than the old version. So this will be a much more comfortable bag than the previous version. In terms of the overall design though, compared to the old one, it's very, very similar. Got this air mesh down the center to stop, to help you with cooling, and you've got this nice pad at the bottom, you know, for your lower back. The hip belt itself hasn't really changed. There's a pocket here. This seems to be a better design. It's more meshy and a nice zip. The previous one wasn't as nice as this one. So this one definitely is slightly better. It's slightly thinner as well, thinner and longer. In terms of comfort, I don't think there's going to be any difference between this one and the old one, but it's still a very, very usable bag, even though it's just a travel bag. It's definitely not designed for hiking, but most people should be comfortable 10 to 12 kilos for carry-on, no problem. Like the old design at the top and the bottom, you've got these handles for, you know, hauling it around. There's no side ones, but you know, I've never really found that a problem. These ones are really useful. They're not that well padded compared to something like the Osprey, but they're usable. In terms of size, there's 2 water bottles, and it does seem like you can get pretty much any water bottle in there because it does expand quite well, so you can get up to about a 1 litre. Each side has one slightly different. This one's a bit longer, this one's a bit more meshy, and there's no zip. It's just much deeper. So if you want to get like a very long water bottle or maybe a tripod in there, you know, you can definitely put some more stuff in the side. They've changed the laptop compartment. Now you access it from the side and you just slide your laptop in like the Osprey, the one I actually have, the one at Osprey 4.40. So that's slightly different because the old one used to get it from the top. One feature they've added is these zips here, where it's very difficult to access. It takes a little bit of time, so your laptop is pretty secure in there. And then there's another quick access pocket here with the same like lock-in zip mechanism, which is really handy because if you want to put passport in there, you know, I wouldn't recommend putting it on all the time, but if you know you're at an airport, you can just slip it in there, and that extra little bit of security should be enough wires to the airport. Right, let's open the bag up. Now they've definitely changed the design quite a lot here. They've made it more of a kind of travel backpack. And previously you just open it up and it was just one big empty space. Now we've got a lot more compartments. So to be honest, with this kind of design, you don't really need packing cubes. Although I would still highly recommend packing cubes because of the smell. I think it's never a good idea to put your clothes directly into a backpack because eventually everything's going to start to smell. So even though it's got this compartmentalization, I would always recommend putting your stuff into packing cubes to keep it clean. We've got this mesh pocket here, and that's the little quick access pocket there at the top, so it takes up a little bit of space, so that's something to note. In terms of depth compared to the old one, it seems similar. Obviously it's going to be slightly smaller because obviously the way it's designed, but it does seem like you could probably get about 30 litres of stuff in here in the main compartment. It's still quite big really. On the right hand side here, we've got another pocket here. Maybe you could put some clothes in or shoes. It's definitely, it looks like it's probably designed for shoes overall. I think that definitely is a kind of where you would put your shoes. And there's one more mesh pocket here. Maybe you could put some electronics in it. And there's another separate pouch here for more stuff. I think it just comes down to what kind of traveler you are and whether this design is suited to you or not. I quite like it, but I prefer the Osprey. I've just got one big empty space. So that's it overall for the main compartment. It's a pretty simple design, but there's definitely going to be less space than the old one because of the way it's separated. Now I've got the Osprey 4.40 and I have to say this feels a lot smaller. It's a 40-litre backpack, but it does not feel as big as the 40-litre Osprey. I don't know why, overall it just seems smaller. It doesn't seem like you can get as much stuff in it. And it even feels smaller than the old design. I'm not sure how, but the dimensions seem the same. But when you actually carry it and using it, it just feels a lot smaller. But the biggest improvement I think has come is these zips here on the main compartment. They're much more chunky. They're much more like YKK. The other ones were very, very small. Now, they never broke on me, but you always felt like if you put enough pressure, you could break one. These don't feel like that. These feel a much, much better quality. Much thicker zip, probably going to be much more durable, so you can put a lot more pressure onto it. They're very similar to the Osprey. They're just not YKK. Even though they're not branded, my experience of Decathlon bags is the zips are very good. So these are going to be very high quality. So let's just summarize. The bag does feel smaller. However, with the rubber outer coat and the zips, it feels much better quality and well more thought out. I think overall, there's not much difference really between the old bag and the new bag, but the improvements they've made overall do seem to be worth it. The only thing I'm not too keen on is this side pocket for the laptop. I feel like that does seem to take more room than if you put the laptop at the top here. However, overall, I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference. So guys, that's my review of the Forclaz Travel 40. I hope you enjoyed it. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification button, and I'll see you next time.